All right, I'm gonna go over the Leaf signings, and we're gonna talk about some NHL signings. I'm not gonna talk about everything, but yeah, I'm gonna talk about first the non-Leaf stuff. Obviously, Mikko Rantanen went to the Stars, and he got extended for 8 years, 12 million. How much are we gonna pay Marner? I don't fucking know. That's kind of scary. Also, the Leafs were in on Mikko Rantanen. They were willing to give up Easton Cowan, which obviously I would fucking do that if there's an extension on the table, and that obviously means Marner's gone. If they have Rantanen, it would have been the ultimate all in push. But yeah, so good for Dallas, man. They also extended Wyatt Johnson. They're gonna be another favorite in the West, and also fucking Florida got better with Brad Marchand going there. Brandon Tanev, we couldn't unite the brothers. He went to Winnipeg, and same with Luke Shen, that bastard. But trying to think of any other big moves. Not really. We know Yanni Gord and the other guy went. Yanni Gord went back to Tampa. Eric Johnson, he went back to. I thought the Avalanche had a good. Oh yeah, they got Brock Nelson. And then they got Charlie Coyle. Like the Avalanche had a really. Excuse me. I thought the Avalanche had a really good deadline. I know they got rid of Mikko Rantanen, but the Nietzsche's was great. The Hurricane. Oh my god, I keep hiccuping. Who am I, Amir? Let me get a drink for a second. The Hurricanes lost the deadline, man. They trade for a big name Rantanen, and then they trade him away. I know they got a good player. They got some first round picks. Um, but again, the Hurricanes, like their cup window is coming down to the fucking wire, man. Like if they win the cup this year, then it's amazing. But you know, I don't think they will. I think their chance was last year and the previous years with their whole core. But that's really it, really, for the big trades. I can't believe Brad Marchand's a Panther. He'll probably go back to Boston in the offseason. That's my prediction. But anyway, let's get to the Leafs, shall we? Their first move before the deadline was waiving Ryan Reeves, his fucking bum ass. Can't fight, can't hit. Doesn't do anything anymore. And then the first move the Leafs made was trading away Nikita Gorbankin and a first round pick for Scott Lawton, 50% retained. That's probably why they gave up a first round pick. He had another year left on his contract, a fourth and a sixth. So yeah, we get a fourth round pick for this year. That's okay, I guess. And we give up our 2027 first round pick. I think it's top 10 projected. I don't think it will be that bad in 2027. Um, but yeah, it's good. We finally have our third line center, probably for the rest of he's an Oakville guy. He has 10 plus goals. He's physical for his size. He can bang some in. I think you need depth at the bottom six. I know people are mad. I obviously you don't want to give up a first and a very young, promising player like Nikita Gorbankin, who he just bags, man. He just hits, and I love him. I love him for it. But yeah, the Leafs get a couple picks, I guess. I don't know, in the later rounds, maybe they can pick some gems. You never know. And then Scott Lawton, obviously, and then the Flyers are getting a flyer player and fucking Nikita Gorbankin, who can just hit. They'll love him in Philly, and they get a first round pick in 2027. So, for the market now, you're gonna have to give up a lot for fucking depth players. It's the way it is. Um, Next trade, which was I thought this was a good trade. They got rid of some fucking garbage. Kyle Dubas wanted our garbage, man. This was a cap dump. Carter Timmons, who there's some potential with his offensive upside. Defensively, he sucks. And then Connor Dewar, we got rid of two Connors for a fifth round pick. This was a salary dump to make the next trade. I love this trade. You get a pick back. You stockpile the later rounds, obviously, where you can still try to find gem talent. It's a fucking shot in the dark stuff, but Timmons and Dewar sucks. Timmons, I think, has some potential, but Dewar's just dog shit. I knew once we made this trade that Timmons was gone. This was a big trade. Boston it's really unfortunate that we made a trade with Boston, but I love the player. I love Brandon Carlo, physical right shot defenseman. Um, Fraser Minton, he's a forward, center, wing, whatever. He can be good in a couple years. It's just the Leafs again are win now. The Bruins sold everything, man. Charlie Coyle, they sold a lot. They sold obviously Brad Marchand. They sold Brian Carlo. They just stripped it down, and I think the Leafs. I mean, not the Leafs. The Bruins did the right thing. I mean, I hate the Bruins. Go fuck themselves. But they did the right thing by tearing it down. What they didn't do the right thing was giving Swayman that 8-year deal. But that's the way it is. You know, he can turn around maybe next year. He was good last year with Allmark, but whatever. Um, I like Brandon Carlo. I thought we weren't going to add a defenseman, or even if we would add a defenseman, it wouldn't have been significant. This is significant. Um, he also has term for another 2 years. So, what Brad did was they got term instead of rentals, and I like it. You know, you get two players who are going to be on the team next year, and that's two less positions they have to worry about in free agency. You know, they don't have to negotiate shit until the next year with Scott Laughton. With Carlo, you got to wait a couple more years to negotiate an extension. So that's really good. I like Brandon Carlo. I know people are not liking it, but once you see him play and bang and play good defense, we need a defensive defenseman. Fucking Brandon Tanev's hurt. We look like shit without Brandon Tanev, and we need another defensive defenseman like him. So, yeah, overpay. I don't give a shit, man. Boston sucks, so don't matter. And then this was whatever. Good trade. Reese Johnson. I looked at his numbers. Yeah, and he don't do shit. I guess there's just depth at this point, just a full roster spot for future consideration. So, yeah, overall, I think because of Reese Johnson, this is an A+ fucking off trade deadline. I'm joking. I think this will be a B, like straight B. Scott Laughton obviously would be like a C+, but I think it's a B. You get two positions of need. You get a defensive right shot defenseman, and you get a third line center that you really desperately needed. So overall, I think Brad did a good job. I know people are complaining about the shit we give up, but guess what? Um, I think the Leafs are gonna be a good team in 2026 and 2027. So sorry, like I don't care about the draft, man. I don't watch the draft. Sorry. I know people are gonna say casual. I don't care. Fuck that shit. Fuck watching the draft. Easton Cowan is a young guy coming up. You know, the Leafs will find young guy, we got Matthew Nyes is a young guy, who we need to extend. You know, we got young guys on this team that are up and up. Danforth, the defenseman, he's up and up. Like we got some young guys. Chill. You know, if we get rid of them, we'll get better. We get better players. So I don't think we're fucking. We're not a grandpa. We're not like an old man like show. We don't have the oldest team in the league. So I'm not gonna throw a hissy fit. And that's really all I gotta say. I thought the Leafs did solid. I think overall Colorado fucking did great. Dallas did great. Boston did the right thing. Florida, fuck you. Florida did great. Tampa did good. That's my thoughts on the deadline. That's all I gotta say, guys. Peace and go Leafs go. And I forgot who we play next. The Avalanche. Yeah, fuck that team.